stars like Kawhi and Paul George, but you got your enforcer like a Marcus Morris who just does the tough nitty gritty work, will give you like a solid 15 points, 8 rebounds per game, and then kind of show the other team that you can't mess with us. So, what I'm trying to say is that Marcus Morris is your enforcer, similar to your Draymond Green. You guys ever notice the Warriors? They have like the backcourt of they got that backcourt of Steph and Clay, right? And those boys can shoot. Those boys can make a bucket. But a lot of the NBA, like they see Clay as a tough defender, but they see Steph as soft. Like the boy can light you up for like 30, 40, 50 points on a given night, but a lot of dudes aren't like scared of him, right? Whether it be because they knew Steph kind of grew up in a privileged neighborhood or with like an NBA father, which is nothing wrong with that. I'll respect him, but he's not your enforcer. It's usually Draymond, right? He came up from Flint. He came up with that tough guy, glue guy role where he gets all the rebounds. He plays great defense. He'll kick you in the not the right spot, whether that be on action, like intentional or on accident. Draymond's there to kind of like enforce. So last night, like you could see Marcus Morris, he fouls Luka super hard, going for like a normal play on the ball apparently. But if you see here, he kind of just strikes you in the head pretty hard, and you're just kind of confused, like, whoa, was this intentional or was this kind of unintentional, right? So you're just wondering, like, wait, what? Is Marcus a dirty player? Is he going for the ball right here? Or is he actually just trying to hurt you, right? And my thing is, like, I feel like it's playoff basketball. Guys are going hard right now, everyone wants to win. And that stare down right there, that was a bit interesting, right? Like, is this guy really trying to hurt you, or is he really trying to go for the ball? So, kind of, what are your guys' thoughts, man? Like, if I was playing ball, and if you guys ever play AAU, like, you always had that one tough nitty gritty guy who would be down to go to war with you, right? Who'd be that enforcer. And the cool thing about the Clippers is they got two enforcers. They got Marcus Morris and they got Pat Beverly, like two no nonsense guys. Kind of similar to if you were playing when it was Marc Gasol, Tony Allen, Michael Conley, Zach Randolph, and I believe like he had Rudy Gay at the three. But you would never want to mess with that team because they were so nitty, they were so gritty, and they had like Zebo enforcing it. I remember there was one clip where Zebo was saying, "Where I'm from, bullies get bullied." So he was kind of like trying to show DeMarcus that you don't mess with us. Kind of similar to the Kings, right? When you were ever going to play the Kings, although granted they never like went to the playoffs that much, you had that one enforcer who was Boogie, which was DeMarcus. Like, you never wanted to mess with Boogie because Boogie was so strong. He was so tough. He was someone you would not want to mess with. So keep in mind that like every team has an enforcer. In last night's game, you saw Marcus fouling Luka really hard. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you think Luka deserved to be fouled that hard, or do you think this is just kind of like an effect of being cold, of being a baller, right? If someone's going off on you like on a triple-double on a nightly basis, 30, 10, and 10, or even like hitting game winners in your face every night, right? Won't you be frustrated? Won't you be like, all right, I'm tired of this guy. Let's kind of like rough him up a bit, right? You always put your toughest player on the guy who you think was the best player on the team. Maybe not your best defender, but definitely someone similar physique, similar built, and back down from that one, right? So think about it, right? Kind of too with the Warriors, right? Sometimes when they're playing LeBron in the finals, they would always put Draymond on him, right? Or sometimes they would put Iggy on him. But Iggy's like kind of like that your lockdown defender, and Dre would be putting on him to kind of like rough up LeBron. So do you guys think this was kind of like a dirty foul, or do you guys think like this was all ball? Also, do you guys think every team needs to have an enforcer, right? Does every team need to have a Marcus Morris or a Draymond Green on their team, or even Zebo? Because it's really necessary. Like, I even consider someone like Shaq an enforcer, right? Shaq was a superstar, but on the Lakers, you would not mess with him. I remember watching a documentary. It was the Kobe and Shaq documentary, right? When they met up, similar to how Isaiah and Magic met up. And Shaq, what he would do is he would look at the opponent in the eyes. And that's how he would know that if it was barbecue chicken time. What does that mean? So Shaq was saying back when they were playing the Kings, when it was Shaq and Kobe, they would call them the Queens, the Sacramento Queens. So Shaq would look Peja in the eye. He would look Vlade Divac in the eye before the game, right, as the national anthem was going on. And when he looked at Peja and them made eye contact. Peja looked down immediately, like scared. He looked Vlade in the eye. Vlade and him would make eye contact. Vlade looked down immediately, scared. So that's how Shaq knew, oh, it's barbecue chicken time. He knew he could go off on these guys. So that's kind of like Shaq's story of being the enforcer. And I think that's great, man. Like, basketball is also kind of like a game played on the court, but also like it's also kind of like a mental game too, right? If you know that guy on the other side is a dog and he's going to go at you 100%, you know that it's going to be a long night for you. There's also other superstars who I think are kind of like enforcers, like Marcus Morris, like Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a dog, right? He never backs down. Like, a lot of times, if you're playing against him, if you're like his brother-in-law or whatever, it's like if you're on the basketball court, he's coming to destroy you. And the funny thing is, like, that greatness mentality like that Jordan had. So I think like also great players, they can be great enforcers. Like think of Russell, man. This guy was just like does not care. Like, do you remember when KD left OKC and he came back for the first time to play against Russell? You guys remember that? Oof, that was a dirty game. Like, Russell was not having it. He was being the enforcer that night, where he does not want to talk to KD. He did not allow any BS fouls. He was going at it. So yeah, man. Like, going back to that Luka thing, man, I think Marcus is an enforcer. He of the moment, he probably wanted to kind of foul him, show him a message. Because there was also time during the previous game, I think, or maybe even the same game, where he stepped on Luka's shoe, like, and it came off. Like, he could have just destroyed his ankle there. So yeah, man. But for me, man, if I was on a team, I would definitely love to have Marcus or someone like Marcus on my team, just because, you know, you could do what you got to do on the floor, and then Marcus will score, play defense on the best player, get you rebounds, and then be that enforcer on your team, so the other team knows that they're not letting any of that weak stuff come in, because you have that enforcer who's tough. And they got two guys. They got Pat, and they got Marcus. Kind of like how Pat, like, remember he bodied up Lonzo that first game Lonzo had, and he knew no one could mess with him. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely stay tuned, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and leave a like. Keep posting new videos like this every day. And I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching.